Hello guys, this is SkyTCG here. I'm here to show you guys my Zamasu deck profile. I actually got a comment recently asking if I was going to do that, and I was going to do it anyway, so here it is. And yeah, let's get right into it. No wasting time. So here we have Zamasu. Activate main once per turn. Tap one energy. Discard one card from your hand. If your life is at 2 or less, add the top card of your deck to your life. So that's Zamasu here. And yeah, let's get right into it. So to first start off, we're going to start with our one cost, our cantrips for the most part. We're running D4 Trunks Youth. This seems pretty standard already, right? But yeah, nothing much else to say. It's your generic cantrip. I'm going to actually bump this to 3. I don't think I'm going to do 4, but I'm definitely going to do 3. 3 Marin. Let me just put it more down here so you can see better. I'm going to do 3. Right now we're running the 2 Marin. This card is absolutely insane. It thins out your deck by 2 if you don't get the top card instead. Basically, as you can read right here, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, look at the top card of your deck. Place it either at the top or bottom of the owner's deck, then draw 1 card. So if you don't like the top card, you can put it on the bottom and then you draw another card. So that's what I mean by thinning out 2. Yeah, very, very good to get your mid to late game stuff because that's kind of what you want to do with Zamasu. Alright, for Zamasu, speaking of the devil, here he is. 1 cost. Basically, just choose a 1 cost and bottom deck it. This is very good against most decks, even against decks like green. Just bottom decking a cantrip can honestly go a long way, and you're basically going to use this to block on the next opponent's attack anyways. Because again, you're not trying to awaken really early. You're trying to get as much draws as possible before you flip over. Because if you didn't realize and you're new, Zamasu does not draw when he's flipped over. So you're trying to get as much hand size early on and trying to get your late game cards so that you can push advantage later on. So, yeah. Forecast Zamasu, or not forecast, 1 of the 4. Alright. A card that might eventually be limited or something, people think. We have 4 Peel Off. Now, I think this card probably will get removed at some point in the game. Right now, I don't think it's necessary, though. The more Earthling cards we do get, I think this card might end up being way too broken later on. But to me, in my honest opinion, every blue deck should be running 4 Peel Off. It's just so good. Again, I'm not saying you need Peel Off in every deck, but I think you should be using 4 Peel Off in every blue deck. So this is a staple in my opinion. Also very easy to get. It's a common, so. To my feature, this just reduces the cost by 1 sometimes. You can target a, you can do my on like if you have 6 energy and you're versing like black, you can get their double strike down and a secret rare Goku with the sickle, which is really really insane. But other than that, like there are some small little plays that you can do with this. For example, you can even do if you're on 2 energy, you can just do a Mai, play a Mai and then play Zamasu and then bottom deck a 2 cost. Which sometimes, honestly, is really good, because then you have 2 10k combos on board, and you can just block the next 2 attacks. So, really good. I think I'm just going to keep it at 2, though. I don't think it needs to be a 4 of, but yeah. Another card here that I mostly use as combo right now, but sometimes it does see play, is the Sun Goten. This card, I'm not going to lie, I do usually use it as combo. But there are times where you do bounce the 2 cost to hand, for sure. The best thing about though, it is an Earthling target. So once you combo out of it, it is never dead in your drop. So that's a big deal in this deck. Alright, on to Videl. So we're running 4 Videl. I think this is pretty self-explanatory. Videl is absolutely insane. One of my favorite cards in blue right now. It's a 2 cost, 20k, so it swings into most leaders. And you basically can, if you have 7 or fewer cards in your hand, you can bring a 3 cost or less Earthling from your draw. So this card is absolutely insane. I need to get 3 more of the alt arts for sure. I really like the alt art. It's really cool. Alright, so I'm running 1 of each at the moment. I'm running 1 of the Trunks Future and 1 of the Vegito. Vegito can come up. It could technically bounce a 3 cost on turn 4 if you're using the Mai. Bouncing a 3 cost is pretty strong, and then keeping that presence on board. But I tend to charge him more often. He's honestly very situational. But the Trunks does come up. The Trunks definitely does come up. I am only running one. Honestly, if you guys are trying to like not necessarily copy, but see like kind of a foundation for this deck, I genuinely would probably remove the Vegito and then probably play another Trunks feature. So yes, it is. And but the only thing is, what I will say just quickly, guys, if next set we start seeing Jiren, Zamasu still, and maybe more 25k leaders in the future in future sets, and Zamasu or any other blue deck is meta, and we don't have anything else for turn 3. Vegito might be better because you can honestly swing with the 25k. So, usually in Blue Vegeta, our goal was to play him, bounce something, keep him on board, so we can keep that permanent effect active on our turn and make sure people aren't swinging at it. But the thing is we're now in a meta where things are just getting removed very easily. So honestly, if you have 3 cards of Vegito, bounce something, and then I would just swing at leader. So if we see more 25k leaders, I can see Vegito seeing more play. Right now, though, I'd say the Trunks feature is the better option. So, all right, and on to the Sun Gohan Adolescence. This card is absolutely fantastic. Against certain matchups, this is a complete charge for sure, but on other matchups, you are trying to look for this card immediately. It has so much value. It's a 4 cost 30k, so even on 25k leaders, they have to give you at least 110k, which is really, really good. But yeah, against certain matchups, this card is absolutely insane. It's great against red, it's great against black, and it's great against yellow. Yellow right now is a lot. Most yellow decks are actually using the Boo Tanks build, and they're not running Barrier Boos right now. So this card is doing wonders at the moment. All right, on to our 5 costs. We're running the 2 5-cost Vegitos. This card is basically a staple in most blue decks right now. It is a double swinger. It's very strong. You can bounce a 4 cost or less back to the hand. Or sorry, 5 cost or less. I don't know why I said 4. I'm thinking of the Trunks now. The 5 cost or less back to hand, and then you can switch it back to active if you have 7 or fewer in hand. Obviously, the hand restriction thing is a bit, unfortunate. Though the thing with Zamasu is you have a really strong hand size early on. Then you start blocking with stuff from your hand. Once you start getting to low hand size, you're kind of running around like 9 to 12 area. And then once you bring the 5 costs and the 6 costs out, you're really swinging and using some combos from hand because you're going to use extras that are going to give you drop power later on as well. So you're kind of always going to be 7 by this point in time in the game, or at least very close to it. And you can use combos to really get to that 7 threshold. So this is very good. Again, you can't go wrong with a 30k swing that swings twice. Very good against both 20 and 30k leaders, or 30k leaders. Let's hope not. Let's hope that never comes into the game. But yeah, it's good against the 20 and 25k leaders. If you're wondering if there's any like very big situational times where you would use this and it just seems absolutely insane, not necessarily. This is just a pretty staple card. There are plays that definitely feel like you get more value out of it than others. Like, for an example, against black, if I'm bouncing back their double strike, they're only getting a 5k back in hand, and no black deck is a 25k leader, so they're not going to be able to match me on the 30 swing, so that's a pretty big deal. But other than that, yeah, there's just a staple blue card. Nothing much else to say about that. And your complete boss monster. Here he is. Or boss character, rather. Sorry. He used to be a previous Yu-Gi-Oh player. This is Vegito 6 cost, and this card is an absolute beast. I've actually recently played a game where I just played both. It got to 0 and I was just swinging on the second attack on him, and then the next 2 attacks on him with 50k. It's absolutely insane. And there's nothing much else to say. You can bounce anything back to hand, though it's optional. It says add up to, or choose up to, sorry. So you can just mill 5 and then swing again for 40. This is just basically an upgrade from the 5 cost in like every way possible. So other than the fact that the only thing that might suck, and what I will say is I'm actually thinking of bumping this up to 3 because of the fact that there are some instances where I mill the 5 and I actually mill the second one. But overall, you're kind of slowing the game down with Zamasu anyway. Because of your leader effect, and you're constantly blocking, and you're constantly recycling your drop back to your hand and comboing out again. So games tend to just naturally go overtime on most matchups. Um, and you want to see your second one, right? You still want to see this so that you have something else. If they figure, or if they deal with your first one and you milled your second one, there's no way to get your second one back out right now. So, yeah, I would probably recommend, again, if you're trying to mimic the same build, I would probably go for a third, in my opinion. But two has been pretty good. Two has been pretty good. For Zeno, this has to be played for top end stuff. I can't explain, like, the value in this card is just absolutely stupid. Even against black, against green, against every color, this card sees value. Yeah, almost every time I play this card, it feels great. And yeah, and it's a 10k. So, but the thing is, like I said, we're in a meta right now where you just swing with this basically. If it's a 25k leader, maybe not, but um, I usually just swing with this when I play it now, because the next turn against green, if I know they have 8 energy, I know he's gone. If it's against red and they have like 5 energy or more, I know he's gone. So actually, he's a 20k. So against red, honestly, by turn 3 or turn 4, he's gone. Or not turn 3, turn 4, because they won't be turn 3 or 4. It's more if they have 3 or 4 energy left open, I know that the Zeno is not safe. And then we're not running the Android 18 super combo. Sorry to disappoint you guys. We're running the Fidel because I still have the shiny one from the starter deck. Alright, let's hop into the extras. So for our extras, we're running the 3 Gallic Gun, and let's just put together the 3 Proud Saiyans. So I wasn't actually running this card until someone on Discord recommended I use it. I've started using it, and it's fantastic. I don't know why I didn't use it, but now I am. So yeah, I really like this, and I'm liking the 3-3 ratio too. I don't think I would run anything. The only thing I actually think I would run different is the next card. I'd probably run one more. Either one more of that or one more Gallic Gun. I'm actually thinking more using a 4th Gallic Gun and keeping this one at its ratio. But right now, 3 and 3 has been pretty good. I do have an ultimate battle in a couple weeks. I'll let you guys know what happens then on the 18th, because I'm going to use this exact deck list. And then, yeah, I'll give you an updated deck profile if anything really changes. But yeah, for now, I'm liking the 3 and 3. All right, and then we have the single Final Hope Slash. Yeah, this is the one I was saying, maybe run like 2. But you know what? You can kind of recycle with basically anything. It's an Earthling target, so you can get it off of multiple cards in your deck, like Peel Off and Videl. So yeah, this is a right at 1, honestly. Because if you mill it, it's not dead. All right, one of the MVPs of this deck, honestly, is Galactic Donut. Right, this card is absolutely insane. Thank you, Set4, for printing out this card. This has really helped Blue out a ton. Sometimes if you don't have your Zeno and they just have a 1 big body out there, you're just drawing 2 and stunning them. Though the value in this card can really happen early on too. Stunning even a 3 or 4 cost just to get that draw 2 and them not being able to swing with that body the next turn, honestly, is a big momentum swing, because again, what you're trying to do is you're trying to keep a nice hand size, not lower your health yet, so that you can get more draws with your leader effect, so that you can get to your mid to late game stuff. So your 5 cost Vegito, your 4 cost Gohan, your 6 cost Vegito, and then you can kind of just start going off. Honestly, there are games where I'm targeting all the way up to 9 depending on matchups. So against like green, if I'm constantly seeing Gohan Adolescence and I'm seeing Sinister Sickles, I'm just charging them up because they're kind of dead in my hand anyway. Unless it's against like sometimes playing against Android and they're just playing a bunch of mid-range stuff until they really start going off. Then yes, I sometimes use my Sinister Sickles. I sometimes use my Gohan Adolescence. Though in the grind game, when you're already at 7-8 energy or 6 to 7 energy on blue, your androids are already at like 9-10, so they're just dropping down cells and Brolys and stuff. So honestly, this card has been super clutch, very clutch. And then last but not least, we're running the 4 sickle. This card has to be at 4 in my opinion, because in certain matchups you need to see this card, or else you're just gonna get fucking like absolutely dumpstered. If you go against like go wide decks like GT Goku, this card is necessary in my opinion. And other than that, there are other matchups obviously too. So like GT Goku, for an example, you have basically any red deck. So you, for example, you got Beerus and Daima Goku. I think Daima Goku is a bit more scary, but well, a bit more scary in the meta, though I'd say Beerus is a worse matchup because of the crit. The crit does hurt early on because you want to get those cards out of your life if you can't combo out of them. But yeah, the Sinister Sickle is good basically against almost every tech in the in the meta right now, except for green for the most part. But even against androids, because it's mostly the only representation for green at the moment is kind of androids. It's not much else of like Cell or Gohan or any of that sort. So even against androids is pretty good if you're bottom decking their 4 cost android and even like their 2 cost android 18 that you haven't dealt with yet because you're just defending most of the time at the moment in Galactic Donut and like stunning them basically with the Galactic Donut. Sinister Sickle is a great turn 3 play or turn 4 play. So yeah, this is honestly, don't even hear what I just said. I just rambled on for no reason. This card is basically good against every deck in the meta at the moment. So this has to be a form because in some matchups you need to see it. It's not you want to see it, you need to see it. So yeah, definitely have this card ready. Well, anyways, guys, this was the Zamasu dead profile. I hope you enjoyed, and let me know what you guys are building for Zamasu and what ratios, because that'd be really great. Put that in the comments below. Make sure to like the video and subscribe if you enjoyed this. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.